guys, I'm back. Welcome. Welcome to my review for season 2, episode 4 of Little Women Atlanta. Before I get started, I just want to say this might spoil the episode for you if you haven't watched it yet, so you might want to watch this later. This video might be louder than others, so you might want to turn your volume down. You're welcome. And one more thing, if you want to check out my previous review video, the link is in the description. Okay? Alright, let's get to business. Now, the name of this episode was Booty and the Beach. Wonder who picked that. Okay, so this is why Juicy, Minnie, Money, Bree, and her friend Melissa and Amanda are still in Myrtle Beach for Black Bike Week. And it turns out that when they arrived to Myrtle Beach, Minnie still decided to bring up the restraining order drama between Juicy and her mother. And when Money was talking to Juicy about how Minnie didn't leave the drama at home, she was like, "You want to be a petty Betty? You should have just stayed home." And Minnie said that after the way that Juicy and Money treated her, she should have stayed home, and she's not gonna let them ruin her joy, and she's gonna have a great weekend at Myrtle Beach. Now, Bree didn't go on the trip because she's still in Texas because because of her son, who is still in the hospital, sadly. And she said she meets up with a friend, and she tells her friend that JJ's doing better and that he's breathing by himself and he's more comfortable and he has more body movement and he just seems happier. So that's good news. I hope he pulls out of that. She said something about Lontel. She said that Lontel has matured ever since their son has been born. Okay, back in Myrtle Beach, the girls go to the beach so they can chill and have a good time. Some of them start twerking, and then they tell Melissa, Bree's friend, to twerk. But Melissa's like, no thanks. Maybe when we get to the club, maybe. She's all hesitant. And then they show Andrea in the little commentary thing or whatever. Andrea said, is she too good to twerk? Can she have a little bit of fun? I disagree with Andrea because just let Melissa be herself. I wouldn't be twerking out in public at a beach either. I don't recommend that. You know, you got people and their families trying to mind their own business at the beach. Next, Minnie is over there. Money is sitting down in her beach chair or whatever, and then Minnie kind of goes near her or whatever, and then Money was like, no, I gotta move. And then Minnie was like, why is she moving away? Why is she acting like that? And she said that she was treating her like a B word off the street and treating her like she doesn't know her. Minnie and Money had to sit down and talk. Minnie said that she feels like she's like losing her best friend. And Money says she feels like they're not best friends and she's trying to keep a distance so that she won't get hurt. Because of all the lying that Minnie's been doing. Yeah. And then also while they're talking, speaking of lies, Minnie talks about Pastor Troy. She brings up Pastor Troy. She said that he led her on. She said that at one point she thought that they were together, but they weren't. She said that she slept with him and became pregnant, so she thought that they had a thing just because of that. And she was ashamed of herself with that whole little situation or whatever, and that's why she didn't want to come to Money, because she had to get herself together. And Money said that when someone's your friend, you don't have to get yourself together for them when you tell them something. A friend accepts you for who you are. And Money said Minnie shut down and didn't tell them the whole story. And in order for them to know whose side to be on, they need to know the whole story. And Minnie said that lying is what got her mom and Juicy into that restraining order mess. She said a quote that I really liked. She said, "Stop lying, stop being fake, and stop manipulating people." Love it. She said it. And then Minnie said that she understands that trust takes time to fix. And Money told her to do her best while doing that. So they decide to leave the drama at home and have a good time at Myrtle Beach. That's great. They're in Myrtle Beach, and then they're gonna go ride the backs of motorcycles. And Juicy buys the girls some custom-made vests, and then Minnie was like, "Oh, if Juicy ain't buying me a vest, I would turn the table on her." And Juicy was like, you know, I didn't forget about you, Minnie. And then she picked up her vest, and yeah, that was nice. I was surprised. I was like, well, that's nice, regardless of that little crap they were going through. Okay, and they go to wherever the little Black Bike Week event is happening. There's a crowd of people. They have their bikes. They got other people who aren't on bikes just dancing, turning up, you know. So the girls decide to turn up with the crowd a little bit. Then they meet guys with motorcycles. They decide to ride on the backs of their motorcycles. So they're about to get ready to go on the back of the bikes or whatever. And Melissa said, the guy whose bike she's gonna ride on, do not mess this face or this body up. If you mess anything up, I will hurt you when we get off. And then Andrea, on the commentary thing, Andrea said that Melissa's all stuck up and that it's not all about her. I don't blame her for saying that, because she's a model. She can't be injured and get all cut up for her modeling career. Melissa. They start riding the bikes or whatever, and Minnie said that Juicy looks like the flying monkey from The Wiz when she was on the back of the bike. I've seen The Wiz before, but I don't get that reference. Also, Minnie was digging this one guy. He had his hair in locks, was tall, he was dark-skinned, and he was a motorcycle rider. Yeah, so she thought he was cool. Hope she does find somebody. Like Ms.Juicy said in the last episode, she said, I really do hope she finds somebody. Maybe she'll get knocked up for real this time. And Andrea said that she didn't ride on any bikes because she has a boyfriend. And she said, the only one who can touch this is Jordan. I feel that. Andrea, loyalty, you know, not just getting on the back of a bike with a stranger. So the girls and the bikers go out in the backyard of the little rented beach house or whatever, and then they chill or whatever and whatnot. They have some drinks, start talking, laughing, having a good time. It's cool. And then they start doing the little catwalk thing, because Melissa brought it up, because, you know, she's a model. She likes to show people how to catwalk and stuff. And then they started walking like as if they were on a little catwalk or whatever. And while all this is happening, Andrea is inside while everyone else is having fun. And she says that she isn't feeling well and she misses her sister. I think maybe the reason why she wasn't feeling well is because she misses her sister. That's the first time they've really been like far apart ever in their lives. So Amanda decides to go on FaceTime with her sister, whatever. They start talking. She's like, oh, Juicy got me this vest with my name on it and whatnot. And then she starts crying and says that she misses her. And then Andrea says, be careful and have a good time. Now, just a little warning now. Things are about to get kind of rated R, so you might want to get the kids out the room with this part. Okay? All right. Let's go. So, Juicy is hosting a male review. I don't know what that is, but it's taking place at a club. And she wants the girls to go with her to the club. They get there, they're sitting down, whatever. And then when things get started, there's this man. Remember the man in the burgundy shirt? It was so funny how he was dancing, and then he starts dancing for Minnie. Let me show y'all how he was dancing at first. He was dancing all like stiff and jerky. Watch. Stuff like that. So yeah. He starts dancing for Minnie, and then the gross part comes. And some male strippers come. They don't have no shirts on. They're wearing the little man thong or whatever with their butt out, all sweaty. Ew. And then they start leaning against the girls, trying to dance with them, trying to dance on them. And then when they showed the commentary with Amanda was like, please stop. When the guys were all dancing on her. I don't blame her. I don't want no sweaty guy dancing on me. Ew. Probably all musty from sweating and stuff. And then one of them picked Bree up and stuff and started dancing on her. And then Bree said that she was kind of trying to squirm out. And then they showed Money. Money was in her seat. She was just by herself. She was dancing by herself like that. And then Minnie was like, oh, I didn't know you got down like that, Money. And then the funny part, the funny and gross part comes. One of the male strippers grabbed her and started dancing on her. And this is the grossest part. He was like, let's say, this is his knee, like this. put Money's head through his legs like this, his calves like this, and he started bouncing her head. He started bouncing her head like against his butt. I was like, ew, that's really nasty. Plus, you sweaty and you wearing a man thong, and that's just gross. That's just gross. And they just picking random people and doing that to them. They don't know if they have a man. They don't know if they don't like that. Well, obviously she wanted to do that because she let him do all that stuff to her. That was the grossest part. And the funny part was when they showed Ms.Juicy watching her. Her eyes were all popped out. Her eyes were all popped out, all big, like her eyes were all big, like. Yeah, so that was pretty gross. And I'm sure it didn't smell pretty great in there. I'm sure it smelled like earring backs and middle school dances with all that sweating. Poor Money. I feel bad that he hasn't experienced that. Yeah. And then they showed him all kissing on her neck, and she was like, ew, that's gross. All licking and kissing on her neck. I wouldn't let no random stranger do that to me. That's just gross. You don't know what kind of disease or virus they have. Okay? Yeah, and then some of the girls get up and start twerking, and then they got some good love. They got some dollars thrown at them. And then they went back to the beach house. They're all talking about what happened. And then somehow they get into it. They start talking about Minnie asks, where's the wildest place that you've had relations? But not in those words. So they said, whatever. I'm not going to get into details on that. That's a little too rated R. That's none of my business. Why would you even say something like that on television? So, yeah. Okay, that's the end of the rated R part. And Money was all like, what happens in Myrtle Beach stays in Myrtle Beach. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's saying that because what happened up in that club would probably ruin her relationship. I forgot her man's name. It starts with an M. Anyway, yeah. And then Melissa asks the girls what would their boyfriends think about them being at the strip club. And then Amanda gets all irritated, and then she starts turning up on her. She's like, why are you asking me? Why are you worried about my boyfriend? And then Melissa was all like, oh, I'm just trying to get to know everybody. First off, that's not how you get to know people, getting all up in their business, asking what their boyfriends would think about them being in the club. That's not how you get to know people. But Melissa said that she was asking everybody in the room, and then Andrea said that like whenever she'd asked when she asked that question, she felt like it was directed towards her. And then she walks out. She's like, Melissa walks out, and she's like, oh, I can't do it. I can't take it. It's too much drama. And before that little thing happened, I forgot to say that Minnie started crying and saying that she had a good time with Money and the girls, and she loves them and whatnot. And they needed that little good time, that little vacation and whatnot. And she says that she has to build trust with them, and she misses Money being her best friend. Yeah, that's what happened before that little argument took place. Okay, then they show everybody the next morning. The girls are packing up, getting ready to leave Myrtle Beach. And then they showed Melissa and Bree in their room. And then Bree asks how she feels about what happened the night before. Melissa said, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And she's not tripping about it. And she said that if Amanda doesn't want to be friends, then she's not going to go out of her way to do that. Good for her. That's just what I would do, okay? Don't push it. Don't push it. And then Money says that she can't wait to get home to her man and can't wait to tell him everything. Not everything. Juicy tells everybody to say what happens in Myrtle Beach stays in Myrtle Beach. But you guys are on national television. Whatever, that's none of my business. So everybody goes back to Georgia. Amanda gets home and she's reunited with her sister. They hug and whatnot. And she said that she wasn't having a good time in Myrtle Beach because her twin wasn't there to enjoy it with her. And she was worrying about her sister, worried about her sister's baby. And then Amanda starts talking about what happened at Myrtle Beach and whatnot. And then Andrea starts having contractions. And she was like, are you okay? And then Andrea's like, yeah. And then she has another contraction. And then Amanda's like, are you having contractions? And then Amanda calls Chris. She's like, Chris, she's having contractions. And Chris's face was priceless. He looks so not ready. Like, it's like, what? Yeah. And then Chris was like, oh, the doctor said if she's having contractions that she needs to call him. So Andrea calls the doctor, and then the doctor says that they need to go over there, go to the clinic or whatever. So Chris, Amanda, and Andrea go to the doctor, and then Jordan drives them. So they go to the doctor, and then the nurse does an ultrasound, and it is confirmed that she's having contractions. And the nurse checks Andrea's cervix, and they do an ultrasound, and the nurse is like, uh-oh. And she said that her cervix is like a runway, which means that Andrea is going into labor at 28 weeks pregnant. And then Andrea starts crying because she's worried about the baby having complications like her son Andre did. He was premature when he was born, and yeah, she doesn't want to have to deliver her baby at 28 weeks. So they're going to follow up with that next episode. So that's what happened this episode. To be continued. Next time on Little Women Atlanta, the ladies visit a local winery. Juicy, Minnie, and Tammy face off in court regarding the restraining order. And Melissa's back. She's over there with them at the winery for another episode. I guess Melissa's still in town or whatever. Money's boyfriend proposes to her, and Andrea learns more about her baby girl. And Bree makes the big decision with Wooda, so I guess Wooda's back in the picture somehow. And I guess something happens, a little argument or whatever happens between Money and her boyfriend. Yeah, she starts throwing juice and food on him. So yeah, that's all that I saw for the coming attraction. Okay, and that's all I have to say about this episode. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it. I'm sorry if this video was long. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. I'll be tweeting during or after the show next week. Yeah, subscribe to me. Check out my previous review videos. I think you'll like them. Hope you enjoy. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, liked all the bells and whistles I added to it, and stay tuned for next week's video. Bye. Thanks for watching. Sorry you guys, I had to do this bootlegged because my stupid computer wouldn't let me upload it to YouTube. It'll keep on crashing.